Jeffrey Dahmer is one of the most infamous serial killers in American history. Known for his gruesome crimes, Dahmer's story has fascinated and horrified people for decades. This essay will delve into the chilling details of his life and crimes. We will explore his early life, his first murder, and his interactions with law enforcement. The essay will also examine his modus operandi, the way he was finally captured, and his subsequent trial. Additionally, we will provide a psychological analysis by experts to understand what drove Dahmer to commit such heinous acts. Finally, we will look at the impact and legacy of his crimes on society and criminal profiling. Dahmer's story is not just about the crimes he committed, but also about the failures and oversights that allowed him to continue his spree for so long. Understanding his case can provide valuable insights into preventing similar tragedies in the future. By the end of this essay, you will have a comprehensive understanding of Jeffrey Dahmer's life and the lessons we can learn from his chilling story. Jeffrey Dahmer was born on May 21st, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. From a young age, he exhibited troubling behaviors, such as a fascination with dead animals. His parents noticed his odd interests, but assumed they were just a phase. However, these early signs were indicative of deeper psychological issues. Dahmer's childhood was marked by instability. His parents' tumultuous relationship and eventual divorce had a profound impact on him. He became increasingly withdrawn and isolated. During his teenage years, Dahmer began drinking heavily, further alienating himself from his peers. Despite his troubled home life, Dahmer managed to graduate from high school in 1978. He briefly attended Ohio State University, but dropped out due to poor academic performance and his worsening alcohol problem. His lack of direction and increasing detachment from reality set the stage for his future crimes. His early life is crucial to understanding the development of his later behaviors. The combination of familial instability, social isolation, and early signs of psychopathy created a perfect storm that would eventually lead to his first murder. After dropping out of college, Dahmer's life took a dark turn. He enlisted in the U.S. Army but was discharged due to his alcohol abuse. He returned to Ohio, where his dark fantasies began to take shape. In 1978, Dahmer committed his first murder. His victim was Stephen Hicks, a hitchhiker he picked up and brought back to his parents' home. After drinking together, Dahmer bludgeoned Hicks with a dumbbell and strangled him. This act marked the beginning of his killing spree. Jeffrey Dahmer's modus operandi was both calculated and horrifying. He often lured his victims with promises of money or alcohol, targeting young men and boys. Once he gained their trust, he would drug them, rendering them unconscious and vulnerable. After drugging his victims, Dahmer would strangle them. He then dismembered their bodies, often keeping parts as trophies. He took photographs during the dismemberment process, which he later used for sexual gratification. Dahmer's actions were driven by a desire for control and possession. One of the most disturbing aspects of Dahmer's crimes was his attempt to create living zombies. He drilled holes into his victims' skulls and injected acid or boiling water in an attempt to subdue them permanently. These experiments were ultimately unsuccessful, but highlighted his twisted need for dominance. Dahmer's meticulous methods allowed him to continue his killing spree for years. His ability to blend into society and maintain a veneer of normalcy made him an elusive predator. Understanding his modus operandi provides insight into the mind of a serial killer and the dangers of such individuals. Close encounters with law enforcement. Jeffrey Dahmer had several close encounters with law enforcement. In 1988, he was arrested for drugging and sexually assaulting a 13-year-old boy. He was released after serving only a year in prison. In 1991, Konarak Synthesomphone escaped Dahmer's apartment. Two women found him and called the police. Dahmer convinced officers Synthesomphone was his intoxicated lover. Tragically, Dahmer killed him shortly after. These encounters highlight failures in the criminal justice system. Had the police acted differently, many lives could have been saved. They underscore the need for better training and awareness among officers. Section 6. The Capture, How It All Ended. Jeffrey Dahmer's reign of terror came to an end on July 22, 1991. Tracy Edwards, one of Dahmer's intended victims, managed to escape from his apartment and flagged down two police officers. Edwards led them back to Dahmer's apartment, where they discovered photographs of dismembered bodies. The police immediately arrested Dahmer, who confessed to his crimes in detail. The discovery of human remains in his apartment shocked the nation. Dahmer's capture marked the end of one of the most notorious killing sprees in American history. The evidence found in Dahmer's apartment was overwhelming. Numerous body parts, photographs, and tools used for dismemberment were discovered. Dahmer's calm demeanor during his confession further highlighted his detachment from reality and lack of remorse. Dahmer's capture was a turning point in the investigation. It brought to light the full extent of his crimes and provided closure for the families of his victims. The case also prompted a re-evaluation of law enforcement practices and the importance of thorough investigations. Section 7. The trial facing justice. Jeffrey Dahmer's trial began on January 30th, 1992. He was charged with 15 counts of murder and pleaded guilty but insane. The trial drew significant media attention, with the public eager to understand the man behind the monstrous acts. During the trial, Dahmer's defense team argued that he was suffering from a severe mental disorder that impaired his ability to control his actions. However, the prosecution contended that Dahmer was fully aware of his actions and their consequences. They emphasized the calculated nature of his crimes. After 2 weeks of testimony, the jury found Dahmer guilty but sane. He was sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms in prison without the possibility of parole. The trial provided a sense of justice for the victims' families, although it could never undo the pain and suffering caused by Dahmer's actions. The trial of Jeffrey Dahmer was a landmark case in the history of criminal justice. It highlighted the complexities of mental illness in the context of criminal behavior and the challenges of balancing justice and compassion. Section 8. Psychological analysis inside the mind of a killer. Understanding Jeffrey Dahmer's psyche is crucial to comprehending his actions. Psychologists and criminologists have studied Dahmer extensively, providing insights into his disturbed mind. Dahmer exhibited traits of several mental disorders, including borderline personality disorder and schizotypal personality disorder. Experts suggest that Dahmer's lack of empathy and inability to form meaningful relationships contributed to his violent tendencies. His early fascination with dead animals and his later obsession with necrophilia indicate deep-seated psychological issues. Dahmer himself admitted to feeling a sense of control and power through his heinous acts. The combination of nature and nurture played a significant role in shaping Dahmer's behavior. His troubled upbringing, coupled with his inherent psychological abnormalities, created a perfect storm for the development of a serial killer. Understanding these factors can aid in the early identification and intervention of individuals at risk. Dahmer's case continues to be a topic of study in the field of criminal psychology. It underscores the importance of addressing mental health issues and providing appropriate support to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Section 9. The aftermath. Society's reaction. The capture and trial of Jeffrey Dahmer had a profound impact on society. The gruesome details of his crimes shocked the nation and sparked widespread fear and outrage. The case highlighted the vulnerabilities in the criminal justice system and the need for better protection for vulnerable populations. Families of the victims were left devastated, grappling with the loss of their loved ones and the horrifying circumstances of their deaths. Support groups and counseling services were established to help them cope with their grief. The case also prompted discussions about the treatment of offenders with mental health issues. Media coverage of the Dahmer case was extensive, with numerous documentaries, books, and films exploring his life and crimes. While some criticized the sensationalism, others argued that it was essential to understand the factors that led to his actions to prevent future occurrences. The aftermath of Jeffrey Dahmer's crime serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance, compassion, and justice. It underscores the need for systemic changes to protect society from similar horrors in the future. Section 10. Influence on criminal profiling. The case of Jeffrey Dahmer had a significant influence on criminal profiling. His crimes provided insights into serial killers' behavior. Profilers refined techniques to identify and apprehend such individuals. Dahmer's evasion highlighted the need for better law enforcement coordination. Understanding psychological aspects became crucial. The case led to improved forensic techniques and databases. Lessons from Dahmer's case continue to shape criminal profiling. Lessons learned from the Dahmer case. Jeffrey Dahmer's story is a chilling reminder of human depravity. His crimes shocked the world and left a mark on society. The case provides valuable lessons for the future. Early intervention and support are crucial. Addressing mental health can prevent violent tendencies. Better training for law enforcement is needed. A multidisciplinary approach in profiling is essential. Understanding psychological and social factors is crucial. Advancements in forensic science reflect lessons learned. Dahmer's legacy is a sobering reminder of potential evil. It also serves as a catalyst for positive change. By learning from the past, we can build a safer society.